According to a recent Gallup survey, now Gallup does international surveys on flourishing health and well-being and psychological safety in the workplace. Big, big organization. They've just released a report on the world emotional health of 2025. And they've stated that 36% of people are in constant states of physical pain. Pain. That's hectic. 36% of people. So that means at least three of us on this call, two and a half of us are in constant pain. 72% of people experience burnout at some point in their careers. And I can share many more very scary statistics with you about the state of well-being around the world. And this is what drives me, is to share the simplest techniques, because sometimes are the simplest things not the most profound ones. The simplest techniques to actually start to own that health and well-being. And here's a question for you. Go in the chats. What's the greatest cause of death worldwide? What's the greatest cause of death? In the chats. What do you think it is? Stress. Yeah, well, yeah. You're not wrong on that one. What else? What else is the greatest cause of death? Cardiovascular. Jim, since this pandemic and all of that, skyrocketed, mate. The answer I'm seeking is when you stop breathing, you die. It's that simple. Stopping to breathe is the greatest cause of death. Okay, why do you stop breathing? Because you had a heart attack. Okay, but you still stop breathing. I've got to help you share. So a little bit of fun. I've got to have that, right? Okay. So in order to understand a stress state, one of the simplest things that we can do is count our numbers of breaths. And I'll explain to you why afterwards. So what you're doing is sitting comfortably, relaxed. This is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not 100% accurate. So it's an exercise or an idea that you can do a few times in a week and work an average, but it'll give you a good base of your stress state. And what I want you to do is in 1 minute, count the numbers of breaths that you're taking. One breath meaning in and out would be one. So you're sitting comfortably, you're trying not to manipulate your breathing, which is a little bit difficult to do because as soon as you start to focus on your breathing, you are manipulating it. But breathe at a normal rate, how you always breathe. It doesn't matter. We're going to cover that shortly. I just want you to count how many breaths. And after the minute, drop in the chat box there how many breaths you took, and then we'll explain why. Okay, so I'm going to count you in from 3 to 1. You let your air out, and then there's going to be a countdown bar that starts on the top there. Just breathe naturally, not forced, and count them. And 3, 2, 1. And stop. Please put in the chats, how many breaths did you take? My average is normally around 10 to 12. Now it's at 13 because I'm quite active with you guys, so it is slightly faster than normal. Jim, 12. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Just put in the chats there while I share and explain to you what a little bit this means. Damisha, 17, CJ, 15. Great, great stuff. Okay. So if you're breathing 12 or less breaths a minute, you're very fit and healthy. Magdalena, 10. Amazing, phenomenal. That is an excellent sign of not being in a high stressed state. Your body's calm, your nervous system is calm. If you're breathing between 12 to 16 breaths per minute, that's deemed as average, but the higher you go, the more likely you are to be stressed and anxious. Or perhaps you've got an ailment in your lungs. Perhaps you've had pneumonia, or you had a cold recently, or you have asthma, something along those lines. Anything at 16 and above is a clear indication that you're in a stressed state. The more you breathe, the unhealthier it is. So we're here to calm that. Let me explain a little bit why this is so profound and important. So imagine for a moment that you're standing on a curb and you're about to cross the street. You look left, you look right, you look left again. Or for Jim, you look right and left, but we're in South Africa. You drive on the wrong side of the road, dude. So you're looking, there's no cars. So you step out, but as you step out over the curb, this car comes whizzing past. You jump back. What happens in that moment? What happens to you physically in that moment? Do you breathe faster or slower? If it's faster, go up like that. I can see most of you. If your camera's not on, you're going to have to type. Do you breathe faster or slower? You breathe faster. Do you breathe into your chest or your belly? Where do you breathe? Do you breathe up or do you breathe down? Think about it. Damisha says up. Jim says up. You're breathing into your chest, right? Does your blood pressure go up or does your blood pressure go down? Up or down? Goes up. Does your heart beat faster or slower? Heartbeat goes up, goes faster. And do you breathe through your nose or your mouth? Damisha says mouth. Faster in chest. Yep, that's it, Jonathan. Mouth. What happens in that moment? It activates what's known as fear, fight, flight, or the sympathetic nervous system. You're breathing in here. Our bodies are designed to protect us. The most amazingly intuitive machines that we've got here, but we don't understand them. We don't understand why it does this. So what happens in that moment? The oxygen is taken from the prefrontal cortex of your brain and sent to the necessary organs to react, to run or fight. Tens of thousands of years ago, we ran from the lions. You didn't stand there and think, should I run? You didn't stand there as you were stepping out and look at this car hitting you and going, should I jump back, go forward, go left, jump up? You react instinctively. And your body is designed to do all of those. It floods stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline into your system. And you leap back to protect yourself, right? We've all been in a situation where you've reacted like that. Here is our challenge. We are living our lives as if we're permanently being hit by a car. We're not giving our bodies a chance to calm and move into what's called parasympathetic nervous system, which is breathing in and out our belly, in and out your nose, calming. This is one of the greatest causes of maintaining a stress state, picking up weight, not being able to focus, and hitting burnout, which was my story. When I met John, here's another story for you quickly over there. When I met John, he's a South African living in Scotland. He didn't come across as a very stressed guy. And he had tried for years to function at a high level, but was always finding that there was these restrictions in his mind, his subconscious mind, these blocks, and he didn't quite know what to do about it. After he did my full breathwork program, and I'll share about it later on with you, he described it. He said, Tim, it's as if you moved my psychological sludge. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I love the way that he described it. He felt like he was being, like somebody said earlier, they don't know what to do, or perhaps you're trying something, but it's just so hard. And I shifted it through the power of his breathing. So let's experience this right now. I want to share with you the resonant breath. And we're going to do this one together. This is one technique that I teach speakers, corporate people, anybody who is, I'm just getting my timer up on my phone here, anybody who's operating high level, but is feeling stressed and they're not able to focus. So a speaker before they go on stage can do this. You can do this at any time where you're feeling that anxiety and you just can't, and you need to calm down. It's called resonant breath. So sitting comfortably, arms by your sides or in your lap, you're going to close your eyes. And what we're going to do is you're going to breathe in through your nose to the count of 5 and out through pursed lips to the count of 5. So in through your nose and out through pursed lips. And I'm going to count you in on this for the first 30 seconds. Then afterwards, I want you to count in your head. Count and visualize those numbers in your head. So closing your eyes, I want you to let out your breath. And 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through pursed lips. 2, 3, 4, 5. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep counting in your head. And out. And in. And out. One more round. Keep counting in your head. And out. Just sit there peacefully for a moment and feel the calm come over your body. Maybe you hear the birds tweeting or the wind blowing in the trees. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Put in the chat how we're feeling. How does this make you feel? You're feeling calmer. You're feeling awake. You're feeling focused. How do you feel? Put in the chats there. Feeling lighter, feeling calmer. Damisha calmer, Sean calmer. What you've done, feeling nice, I like it, Jim. What you've done is you've dropped your breathing rate to 6 breaths a minute. Do you feel breath hungry? Like you need to, I've got enough air, I need to breathe more. No. The ideal breath is 6 breaths a minute. That's all that we need to operate and function. Because the more you breathe, the less oxygen you get. Counterintuitive. The less you breathe, breathing in and out your nose, the more oxygen you get. What actually happens is it opens up. It's called vasodilation. It opens up your blood vessels. It calms your nervous system. That's why you'll feel calmer. You can focus more. Now, for a speaker who was going to step on the stage panicky and the butterflies are all going like this, they're now actually able to remember their name. That's all that you need. So you can see why, with that breath test that we did, the more you breathe, the worse it is for you. The more you breathe, the less oxygen. Do you want more air or more oxygen? We want more oxygen, right? Oxygenated blood, oxygenated body, inflammation goes down, osteoarthritis improves, stress and anxiety, cardiovascular issues, blood pressure, digestion by calming.